Today's episode is brought to you in part by Cold-Blooded Caffeine, a small batch coffee company built around reptiles, conservation, and really good coffee. Founded by Trey Hall and McKendrick Dunn, Cold-Blooded Caffeine connects roasted to order coffee with real-life conservation in coffee-producing countries. 5% of every bag sold goes directly to conservation efforts, and I'm excited to announce that the Expert and the Idiot podcast now has its own custom coffee blend. Every penny from my profits from that blend will be donated to indigo conservation through the Orion Society. If you want great coffee that actually supports the animals and ecosystems we all care about, check out coldbloodedcaffeine.com. This episode is brought to you in part by Exoterra. If you're as passionate about reptiles and amphibians as I am, you know that quality matters. I use Exoterra products on all my reptile and amphibian enclosures, which is why I'm excited to be partnering with them. From naturalistic decor to innovative lighting and enclosures of all sizes, Exoterra has everything you need for your cold-blooded companions. Exoterra, make your reptiles feel at home. This episode is brought to you in part by Unlimited Exotic Pets. Every day is Veranda Day for Nick Lillis, and it shows. At Unlimited Exotic Pets, Nick produces high-quality monitor lizards with a deep commitment to ethical care practices and top-tier nutrition. These aren't just pets. They're responsibly bred, ethically raised animals. Whether you're looking for a new companion, starting a breeding project, or anything in between, Nick has you covered. Unlimited Exotic Pets, keeping and breeding quality without limitations. This is the Expert and the Idiot podcast. If you like the show and you'd like to support us, there's a link to our Patreon in the description below. Some benefits include getting access to new episodes up to a month in advance. There's also links to USARK and USARK Florida. If you're not already a member, please sign up. Enjoy the show. All right, so this is episode 116 of the Expert and the Idiot podcast. We're going to call this one What's Herpening? But today we're going to be talking about a few different things. I want to talk about quarantine and how important it is. I really feel like that's a very important topic. And, I think I talk about it with almost every guest I have on. But I really want to talk about best practices, do's and do nots, and the value of it. And I think you and I have both experienced the value of quarantine. And I want to get into like tools of the trade too. And by tools of the trade, I mean like things that we use daily, things that make our lives easier, you know? And today I am joined by my dearest friend, Phil King of Wellington Exotics. I think this is your third time on the podcast, right, Phil?
I think so. Now that you mention it, yeah.
Yeah. So let's jump into tools of the trade. It's something. So, usually when I have people on the podcast, I don't get to talk about myself very much unless it's relating to the guest and, sort of the things that they have going on. And then I'm just like, my Argentine boa nagini, and stuff like that. Or I live in Florida. Those are usually the things I say. But yeah, like some of the game changer things. Well, first of all, what brand hook do you use?
I don't really use a hook.
You don't use a hook? You don't have a hook?
I mean, I do. I have a couple of them. But
are they just like no name?
I think one of them is Midwest.
Right on.
Midwest tongs, hooks. Yeah. And then I have like a really small one that I just got on Amazon, like a collapsible one. But yeah, rarely am I using hooks.
Okay. Yeah, I use hooks. If I'm moving Nagini around and she's like keyed up for food, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm using a hook, dude.
Wow.
Because
I'm definitely I'm not a gambling man, but that's good to know.
Gambling man?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, you said that. Bet your bottom dollar. Like I would never bet my bottom dollar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I use Midwest tongs as
Okay.
well.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're great. They're super duper lightweight, which is weird because normally I like heavy things
Mm-hmm.
because light things feel cheap to me or like they could break easily.
Mm-hmm.
But the great thing about a lightweight hook is that you can hike with it and go herping and you don't even feel like you're holding anything, because it's so light.
Yeah, I mean, definitely real utilitarian.
Yeah.
But that has its own uses, right? You wouldn't use that with like a huge heavy-bodied snake. You'd only use that when you were out herping. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, even this one, I think this is a 36-inch long hook,
Okay.
and it's got a hollow body, and it's super strong, but it's
Mm-hmm.
also very light.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm getting Nagini in her cage or something like that, then it's great. Do you tap train your snakes?
I mean, usually, like if I'm gonna take one of my larger blood pythons out, or like even my boa or something, I'll just give them a pat on the side with my hand. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Just like away from their face. So I guess,
yeah.
yeah, just like not with the hook. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It really is a good way to kind of turn off
Hmm.
that response when they're like, "What? Is it time to eat?
Yeah.
Is it time?" And then you give them the tap, and they're like, "Oh, that was offensive," And it's kind of weird that they never seem to bite the hook. I wonder if it's because the hook is cold.
Probably because the hook is cold. Yeah.
Hmm. So,
Doesn't smell like food.
yeah, true. Something I've recently started using is 12% hydrogen peroxide for disinfection.
Hmm.
For cleaning stuff. But man, oh man, you got to be careful with that stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That will definitely burn your face off. So, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yep.
Wear gloves, watch wind direction, because that
Mhm.
happened to me earlier. Like I
Mhm.
was spraying and I was getting like overspray hitting my legs.
Nice.
And by the time I was done, I was like, man, my legs are kind of itchy, kind of
Yeah.
burning a little bit,
Right. Right.
And it's pretty wild the way that 12% hydrogen peroxide like reacts to your skin, because like it'll turn your skin white and you can't just go and rinse it off. Like your skin stays white and burning for quite a while.
Yep.
So
It's very effective.
very effective. And you can use 3%, and 3% is obviously a lot safer. That's what people use for wound care, even though that's advised against, I believe, right?
Well, it depends because you don't want to kill good bacteria in the wound. Like that's a whole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It depends like how fresh it is and what's going on and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I use
Uh,
7. I think I use 7% right now
that's probably a happy middle ground.
because 12. It's wicked strong. I mean, not that you're wrong for using either. You know what I mean? But 12, I would have to go outside and stuff. I would never use that in my house.
Yeah. I think that really the only thing that you're doing by using a higher concentration is cutting down on the contact time,
Hmm.
which has its benefits. Like if you're in a hurry and you're outside and you just want to spray stuff down and hose it
Hmm.
off, like I was just looking at the contact times, and I think 12% for disinfection is like 4 to 5 minutes, which
Hmm.
is a very short period of time, whereas 3% needs a like 20 to 25 minutes
Hmm.
to disinfect. So that's really the only difference there is the contact time. And contact time is so,
Well, it's good to know.
yeah, well, contact time is such a an overlooked thing. Like people think like, oh, I dunk it in bleach water and it's good to go. Like, no, you need to dunk it and let it sit in there, and the contact time is what does the work. It's I remember going to see Dr. Tillis at his facility, and he sprayed his arms down like biceps to tips of his fingers with F10. And then he had a timer start, and he just, stood there. And he's like, boy, you really notice how long a minute is when you have to, wait for a minute of contact time, and he sprayed he sprayed like his legs, shoes, everything with F10 and then sat there for 10 minutes. And he has like this automated system where he pushes a button and then it's like, you are now safe to enter the building. And then he, goes in.
Well, it's pretty futuristic.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's pretty cool.
I got to get me one of those.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He's got some cool toys for sure. So yeah, I mean, disinfection. I still haven't used F10. I haven't bought it yet. It's so expensive.
Okay. Yeah.
But I should get some.
Maybe just to try it out. I kind of rotate through stuff. I use isopropyl. I use hydrogen peroxide, like we said, F10.
Yeah.
So, sometimes I'll put some bleach in, whatever, depending on what I'm cleaning. Like a bunch of different ways to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Bleach is great.
I just
been a Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just find value in rotating what cleaner I'm using. You know what I mean? I use the same whatever till I'm finished with it, and then I'll usually try something else. And I will alternate. So like if I clean with ISO 1 week, maybe I'll use hydrogen peroxide the next week, something like that.
And is that to stop from creating resistant bugs?
It's to keep everyone on their toes, man.
The bugs. Yeah.
Although I don't kill a lot of bugs around here.
Yeah. We'll get to that. Hold your horses. So yeah, that's another thing too about isopropyl. Like if you're at the store and you're looking at getting isopropyl for disinfection, 70% disinfects better than 90%.
Correct.
And that's because of contact time.
The overarching theme of this episode is contact time.
It is.
Remember
it's so
that.
important. Yeah, it's whatever you're doing, contact time is the thing that's going to kill the disease, or I guess potentially you could say
the vector.
Disease. Yeah, a vector of disease. And so, if you're unfamiliar with the term vector, that would be like a fly landing on dog poop, right? And it could
basically something that
up.
can transmit disease.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that could even be like, it could be anything. It could be anything that carries a disease from one place to another.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
Could be you.
Could be you. Yeah. You could be the vector.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it's so important to change your clothes after shows and things like that.
Yep. Yep. I would agree.
So F10, I still haven't done. I do the isopropyl.
Okay.
I do the hydrogen peroxide.
Mm-hmm.
I like Clorox wipes for wiping down door handles.
Yep, me too.
Stuff on the floor. I'll even wipe out a tub with it.
Okay.
Sometimes with alcohol.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of tubs, so I'll never like take an animal out, clean their tub, and put them back in the same tub. I never do that.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, I don't think it's wrong to do that. You just personally don't do that, is what you're saying.
Because I have the ability to not do that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't think that's wrong at all. Yeah.
So
that's cool.
I'll take an animal out. I'll basically have a pre-prepared clean tub for them.
Pre-tubbed, yeah.
Pre-tub. I'll swap them over. Yeah, I love pre-tub.
Huge. He's a huge pre-tub guy.
I'll swap the animal, and then I will disinfect that tub, and I'll either shelve it in the rack or I'll put it somewhere else in storage and just let it sit and disinfect.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And even talking to Tillis, like, he told me that, you get like Nido can't survive longer than 2 weeks, like that would be extraordinary if it could. That's the really good thing about serpentovirus is how delicate it is. It's very easily broken down. But things like crypto, not so much, my boy.
Yeah, crypto's a little bit more resilient.
Yeah, crypto, you're not going to really kill crypto with anything but hydrogen peroxide.
That's why I use it. That's why I'm always stocked. I always got that thing on me.
This episode is brought to you by Chewy. Most people think of Chewy for dog and cat food, but if you keep reptiles, you should absolutely be using them too. Chewy carries everything from all the brands you trust, like Exoterra, Arcadia, Zoomed, and everything in between. Live feeders to frozen rodents, enclosures, substrate, heat lamps, thermostats, water bowls, misters, and more. All in one place, shipped straight to your door. Sign up for Chewy Plus today, free for 30 days. You get free shipping, 5% rewards, and exclusive offers. I use Chewy, and you should too. I recently got 2 Toad Ranch enclosures, 5 by 2 by... I think they're 19 inches tall, which at first...
That's a very strange measurement. I don't like it at all.
It is,
but
you know what's interesting? You know what's interesting? 19 inches tall on the outside, 18 inches tall on the inside.
I'll allow it.
Isn't that interesting? Because I realized it once I had it. You know, once I had them in person,
sure.
I'm like, oh, it's 1/2-inch pieces of PVC. So the inside height is 18.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's electric. If so, you know, I just think 19 is a weird number, you know.
It is a weird number. It's hard to get used to.
It is.
But I've kind of overcome that and we work past it.
Yeah. You know? I mean, there's certain things that you definitely got to put behind you.
By the way, Toad Ranch is really, really cool. I hit them up because one of the side panels is scratched up, and I'm like, "Hey, Toad Ranch, I got some of your enclosures. I got a steal on Facebook Marketplace, right?" And they welcomed me to the Toad Ranch family. Literally, they said, "Welcome to the Toad Ranch family. We're so happy you got our enclosures." And they're like, "We can get you whatever you need. If you need replacement parts, if you need this, if you need that, we can do it all." And then I showed them, I'm like, yeah, and the one enclosure is kind of sagging a little bit. There's like a gap between the 2 enclosures. And they were like, yeah, they're like, the person that had it before you probably overloaded it and put too much weight inside, and it kind of changed the shape. And they said, but we do have supports that we sell that you can put in and screw into place. So really, really helpful. Shout out to Toad Ranch.
Wow.
Cool enclosures.
That's awesome.
I saw they actually, and if you poke around on the website, they actually have vents that are pre-drilled to accept cooling fans that they sell on their site, which is pretty cool.
Wow, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I get a bunch of computer fans off Amazon that I've just been
and that's all they are.
Yeah, that's what I've just been putting on my like vents of my animal plastics enclosures and stuff. So definitely the fans are a cool thing to have. Can confirm.
Yeah,
I see value
especially
in those.
With indigos.
Yes, that's where I have the fans on my Cribos, my false water cobra, my Taiwanese beauty snakes, my garter snake, all the poop hoses. Yeah, yeah,
dude, their tubs get so smelly, and you can scrub them down with bleach, and it's like the smell just stays in there. If you don't like it's wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It really is. Whereas like a boa or a python, you got to hunt that poop down. You got to find it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. No, the poop finds you with the indigos.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It does. You walk in the room and it's like, hey, buddy.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely hear you. That's definitely felt. For sure.
Yeah. So let's see. We covered kind of cleaning and disinfection. And I think that there's some, always get the 70% isopropyl. It has more water in it.
Takes longer to evaporate. Yeah.
Yeah. It's less denatured. Like if you were to get denatured alcohol, you wipe that down and it's evaporated in no time. Your contact time is gone. Mm-hmm. So,
which you don't want.
You do not want that.
Right.
It's kind of like when people use hand sanitizer,
right,
and they rub it as if they're doing lotion until it's all gone. Mm-hmm. You want to rub it, let it coat your hands, be wet, put your hands up, and then let it air dry on.
Don't touch me, I'm sterile.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Very important.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then shout out to Exoterra too.
Okay.
Exoterra is a sponsor, and I'm honored to have them as a sponsor of the show. And I recently got some brackets to mount their new T5 HO fixtures in my Toad Ranch enclosures.
Well, that's exciting.
Yes, and they're very, very stout. Now, the screws, I think, were just a touch longer than a 1/2 inch. So all I did was I further offset the screws with a couple washers.
Oh, okay, Adam. I see what you got going on there.
Yeah, so that way the screws didn't poke through the top of the enclosures.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I forgot to mention too, the Toad Ranch, the sagging enclosure. All I did was I took a 1/2 inch lag screw.
Sure.
And I took a probably inch and a quarter washer.
Sure.
And I drilled a pilot hole and I just lag screwed one enclosure to the other. It was actually longer than a 1/2 inch. I think it was a 3/4 inch.
I mean, that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it was long enough that I was able to go through the bottom enclosure and into the top enclosure and then cinch that gap shut. And
I mean, how significant was the gap?
Significant enough to bother me. So we're talking probably a 32nd of an inch. It was like probably 16th of an inch. It was very small.
I was going to say, there's like a small gap on my enclosures that are stacked. Like how significant of a gap are we talking, dude?
It was very insignificant, but the front finish on these enclosures is, I believe, what Toad Ranch has listed as birch. And so they're like a lighter colored wood.
Oh, okay.
Grain.
Sure.
And so you could see that black gap in the center. You know, it was very obvious. Like it wasn't in the corners.
Sure.
But then it sort of sloped down and you could see it in the center. It was probably a 16th of an inch realistically.
Okay.
And that lag screw just sucked everything together and now it's good to go.
Wow.
So
very, very resourceful of you, Adam.
Oh man. I have resources and I utilize them. You know, Lowe's is a resource. You know, hardware is cheap.
It is. Yes, it is.
And then, so now here's the problem. I kicked on those T5HO lights, Phil.
Okay.
And within 2 hours, the temperature was 86 degrees. So
what? In that enclosure?
Yeah. Yes.
How long are these lights, dude? What? What's the percentage on these things? Is it the sun? 86 degrees?
Low. It's low percentage. It's the lowest percentage, but that has nothing to do with the wattage of the fixture and the warmth that it's emitting. But they are 3-foot fixtures.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, that's huge.
It is huge. It's a 5-foot enclosure though. I was like, this will be good, you know, and I don't want to put 24-inch strips in there. I'm going to stick with the 36. But here's the thing is this specific Toad Ranch enclosure I have only has 3 small vents across the back of the enclosure. The sides have no vent.
Okay.
So I'm ordering 3D printed vents off of Etsy. There's a guy that has 3-inch vents and I'm going to hole saw 3 holes on the side of each enclosure for a total of 12 vents being added.
Wow. I actually did that with my African bullfrog enclosure.
How'd it go?
Works great because it gets humid in there with his dirt and his water and stuff. So the vents really helped and it works great. Yeah.
I just had Glenn Brooks on of Glenn Reptiles, and he was talking about how his first pet herp, I guess you would say, was a Pac-Man frog, and he was feeding it adult rats. He said it was enormous, like it was the size of a dinner plate.
That doesn't surprise me, dude. They get big. I mean, mine's not that big, but
yeah,
that's crazy. I
really want to get another one. I love those frogs. They're so cool.
I'll keep that in mind.
They are neat. What else? Okay, so I think that we're good on disinfection. We covered hooks. Midwest is great. I love Midwest. Oh, by the way, if you go herping with a hook, You should not use that hook in your snake room.
Yes.
I feel like that
Facts.
goes without saying, but maybe if you're newer to the hobby, you don't want to go herping with your hook and be rubbing on snakes with pentastomes and ticks and various other vectors of disease and potentially bring something home to your collection needlessly.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it's another great tip, Adam.
Well, I have a hook that I keep in my truck at all times.
I was gonna say I wouldn't bring that outdoor hook inside. I would just keep it somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be my plan.
Yeah, I keep mine in my truck just in case I run into something cool, crossing the road.
Yeah. Tons of cool stuff down there.
There's so many cool things down here.
Yeah.
So hooks, what about, do you use a utility cart?
No.
That's been a game changer for me, but you have to keep in mind, I have two 12-foot by 12-foot snake rooms essentially that are separated.
Yeah.
So like on water change day, and I'm doing these Zoom Ed Repti Rock bowls. I do the extra larges.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I get you.
So on water change day, I take a big old Rubbermaid and I stick it on that. It's a Rubbermaid cart too. So like, and it's not a Rubbermaid tote. It's one of those black and yellow ones that we all have.
Yep.
And I put the black base on top and I just go around, collect all my waters.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have an equal amount of clean bowls on standby and I wash my hands and then I distribute bowls that have gone through the washing machine, the dishwasher rather.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go through and I fill everybody's bowls.
Okay. That's awesome, dude. I'm a big like Tupperware guy, or like dog bowls for the blood pythons that are tough to tip. And I do the same thing just without a cart. I don't have 12 by 12 room though. I don't know what my dimensions are, but it's definitely not that. So I just kind of
You have recently kind of spilled out of your old reptile room, right?
The reptile room is becoming, I don't know, things are definitely moving around over here. Some of the more cold tolerant stuff is getting moved into the office where I am now. The snake room is becoming more full of invertebrates.
What kind of invertebrates, Phil?
I've recently been into centipedes.
How many centipedes do you have, Phil?
I'd have to go count at them. It's 30 something. 30 something.
It's 30 something. Wow.
Yeah.
And you recently had there was a video of you. So you were vending a show, right? And
so I was vending the Manchester, New Hampshire Expo with my friends at Underdark Invertebrates.
Nice.
We were at the table run by the Molting Pot. We always vend with the Molting Pot at Expos.
The Molting Pot.
The Molting Pot. Yeah. Shout out Corey. And I'm really trying to not just buy centipedes to have centipedes. I'd like to pair them. I've had one successful copulation of the orange leg Scolopendra dehani. So I was able to get a lucky pairing there. I've got a female in an incubator. I'm just kind of feeding her and letting her do her thing, and then hopefully she'll lay some eggies for me.
Have you successfully been able to reproduce Scolopendra yet?
No, not yet. This is the closest I've been so far, because I had tried a couple pairings where my centipedes were in pre-molt and I wasn't aware, and it just didn't work. And then, meaning the male didn't initiate like spinning the web, and like there was just no courting behavior. Then I had, a centipede eat another centipede twice. Had to get some more males. Now I have a lot of males. I'm waiting for more females. For orange legs, and like males for white beards and yellow legs, and like I got a couple different. I got couple different irons and a couple different fires with centipedes. I'm really into the Southeast Asian stuff, so I was at that expo helping vend, and I need a yellow leg Dihani, which is like I don't know. There's a bunch of common names, but like Vietnamese giant centipede, like the yellow leg Scolopendra Dihani. I need a male.
Mm.
I have a female that's ginormous. She is a man eater. She loves eating everything, but she's huge, and she's definitely like big enough to reproduce. So I'm just like looking for dudes, and I've just not been able to find a dude. So I bought, like, I don't know, a couple $100 worth of centipedes, and everything was a woman. And
Wow.
I was just like popping them at the show because you just need some ice water, and my buddy Boone, who was helping us vend, he just took that video, and it's got quite a few views, I guess.
Yeah, 1.4 million views.
Yeah, that's wild. It's kind of wild. That's pretty.
It
I still,
is.
yeah, I'm still kind of shook about that.
I mean, it's a great little video.
Well,
I can totally see why people get sucked into watching that, and
it's
why
pretty
it went
niche. It's
viral.
pretty niche. I wish so.
Yeah, but it's not, dude. Like, people that see it are like, "What is happening? Why are
right, exactly.
There's just so much madness going on."
I just wish there was a male, because then people would be able to see the gonopores, like the spinning organs, and be like, "Oh, that is how I correctly identify a male." Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
There just wasn't that in the video, and that's okay. Eventually, I'll find one. It's just, for whatever reason, imports, or if it's luck, like everything that I've been able to get my hands on has been leaning really female heavy, especially in terms of yellow leg and orange leg Dihani, and then specifically Scolopendra species whitebeard. I've only been able to procure adult and older juvenile females, which is really unfortunate, because I would like to reproduce those before imports kind of shut down.
Mm. Let me see if I have this right. So the male, you put the male and the female together, and the
Well,
male
so
spins a
wait,
sperm web. Okay.
yes, but you want to do that. Make sure you do that in a separate enclosure, because centipedes are inherently ambush predators, and
Mm.
so you kind of need an alternate enclosure, an arena. I call it the centipede sex dungeon.
Okay.
So I have an alternate centipede sex dungeon that I utilize, and this centipede sex dungeon for Scolopendra dahani or a lot of other Southeast Asian centipedes is a bunch of circular pieces of cork, like cork tubes, a bunch of cork like flats, and then a bunch of like circular PVC pipes that they can both fit through. So typically what I'll do is I'll put the female in first, and she'll walk around and kind of just like be like, "Holy shit, why am I out of my enclosure? Why did the monkey put me in here?"
Yeah.
And she'll like go hide. And then I will put the male in, and I'll watch them, and he'll start doing a funky walk because he smells her. And typically, if they start to dislike each other, that will happen relatively quickly. Um, it can happen later in the pairing, as I've learned, but usually it happens initially. And so the female will follow the male around, and he will. This is why it's so important to have all these like pieces of like cork round and flat, and like all these different areas where the centipedes can like crawl through, because the female has to
Mhm.
follow the male, and the male will create a sperm web with two spinning organs, which are like adjacent to, or like under, like on his cloaca, essentially, like depending on the species, right?
But
So
they have to be inverted, right? You have to be able to pop those out
well,
when you're
he
sexing
does
them.
yes, when you're sexing them, yes, you pop them like a snake, but he in like everts his spinning organs as he's spinning the web. Then the female will walk through that and then accept it with her reproductive organs, and then a lot of times she'll actually eat it as well.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I was able to get a successful copulation with my orange legs, and she was receptive, and I've got her in an incubator at 75 and a big critter keeper with, I feed her whenever I see her and I don't bother her. It's all blacked out because centipedes are really sensitive when they lay eggs. If you bother them, if it's not the perfect conditions, they'll just eat their eggs or babies. They'll just kill them and eat them.
Wow.
So it's very important that once I see her go hide, I just don't even I will put a date on the incubator, and that's the date that I will go check.
Wow.
Yeah.
And were those wild caught animals?
Always. Most of the time.
Okay.
95% of the time they're wild caught animals. Yeah, mine were imported. Yeah.
So you're trying to establish captive breeding centipedes in the hobby? Is that your goal?
I'm doing my best to do that. Yeah, not a lot of people are working on it. There's definitely a couple people out there that I've been able to get in touch with, and have helped me. But I am really trying to establish some of this stuff in the hobby because these centipedes are incredibly prolific in the wild. We just have not put enough time into figuring them out. There's a lot of the real centipede masters are people in Korea. And they're very different than tarantulas or other types of invertebrates that I'm a little more accustomed to working with. So it's a pretty cool challenge, and if I can figure it out, and just be more consistent with it, I think that would get a lot more centipedes in a lot more people's hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not literally, though.
Yes, not literally. I'm not like, I don't know. I wouldn't hold some of the old world centipedes. I would have just avoid holding centipedes as a whole for the most part, I would say.
Yeah, I'm listening to the Venom doc on Audible by Brian Fry. And he talks quite a bit about allergies to venom. That the more times you're exposed to venom, the more you're likely to have an allergic reaction to venom.
Yep.
And I wonder if it's the same thing with centipede venom.
I mean, it would make sense, right? It's that works with yellow jackets and bee stings, right? So it would only make sense. Centipede venom is pretty nasty. So I don't touch my centipedes at all, dude. Only if they're asleep. If they're conscious, you never want to pop a conscious centipede because you're risking prolapse and getting bit. So putting them to sleep, you can do it with ice water or with carbon dioxide. Oren McMongle wrote the book, The Captive Biology and Reproductive Husbandry of Chilopoda, centipedes in captivity. He's a guy with a PhD and he's wicked smart. So that's a book I have. And it recommends using carbon dioxide, like CO2 gas or ice water. I don't use CO2 gas just because ice is a little bit easier to get. I just use my freezer and some tap water.
CO2, I feel like it would be really easy to accidentally kill them too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. The line is much more thin. CO2 puts them out very, very quickly, but I don't know. I'm pretty good at it with ice water, and I will just continue to use ice water.
I was surprised how fast that centipede kind of went out for you to sex it.
Yeah, and then you see as soon as I put it back in the cup, it starts to move around. That's because the colder the water is, the quicker they're out. The quicker they're out, the quicker I can see what's going on, and the quicker they're back up. You know what I mean? So,
and is that just like a shock response? They're
so it's a little bit of both. They particularly with the Southeast Asian centipedes, they do kind of go into, or it's possible that they can get flooded out of their burrows, right? And if they're drowning, they will go into kind of a state of tonic immobility to, not die, not suffocate. But what I'm taking advantage of is the cold shock, like you're saying. So it's a combination of oh, I'm drowning. Oh, I'm cold. And they just go to bed. And usually with larger centipedes, it's even easier. It's just like a snake. With all the whitebeards that I have, I have a female. She's like this, dude.
Wow.
The thickness of a corn snake.
So 10 inches long.
probably 9 or 10 inches long. Yeah, I give
Crazy.
her like pieces of frog leg like this, and
Hmm.
she will eat all of the meat, and it will just be clean. And the bone, you'll just see the leg bone in the little tub, and I'll have to go take it out.
Wow. Where are you
Yeah,
getting those frog legs? Like Asian markets
yeah.
or?
There's an Asian market 2 blocks from my house, so I just kind of show up and buy frog legs in bulk and other
Nice.
organ meats.
Nice. I
Yeah.
was on the phone with Jeff Croce once, and he was like going around an Asian market, and we were chit chatting, and he was buying frog legs.
Yeah, frog legs are, dude, my centipedes love them. My Cribos love them. My false water cobra loves them. My Taiwanese beauties love them. My Nerodia love them. I don't eat them.
Hmm.
I don't eat them.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Although I'm kind of curious.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys, that's
You know
fine.
what I have? I really want to cook up is some calf liver. I really like calf liver on occasion.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
cool.
just for me.
Yeah,
Just
I
for
mean,
me.
hey man, whatever floats your boat, dude.
Yeah, that liver floats my boat on
Yeah.
occasion. Sometimes I feel like I need it. I'm like, I need some vitamin A. You know.
Dude, if you need it, whatever makes you happy, man.
Yeah, people don't talk about vitamin A very often, but it's fat soluble, so you got to be careful. You can't be eating liver every day.
Hypervitaminosis, Adam. Got to be careful about that.
Ooh, Phil King, he knows his stuff. So centipedes, very interesting stuff. I wish you lots of luck. Obviously, you're a very, very valued member of the Patreon. Not only are you a member of the Patreon, but you're a moderator on the Expert and the Idiot Discord. And so, if inverts tickle your fancy a little bit, there's actually quite a bit of invertebrate keepers on the Discord, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And there's always something going on.
Definitely trying to put a lot of spiders and centipedes up in the little invert channel, just because
Yeah.
I don't know, that's what I'm doing a lot of the time.
And come the great thaw, I think I'll be getting some more inverts from you.
Yeah, that's the goal, man. Once it literally stops snowing outside,
Mm.
I can, hopefully. Well, I need some time because I've got some gravid spiders that have just not laid their sack for me yet, and I'm not sure what's going on. But I've got one on a sack right now. I've got a Viculera. Got a nice M1 guy on a pink toe
What
on a
is that?
sack.
What is a Viculera? Is that like a pink toe?
A Vicularia. Yeah, it's a Guyana pink toe. If you can Google that, it's like just your standard pink toe tarantula, but that's like a safe for Adam type spider.
Adam
So like
Senior or Adam Junior?
well, both of you guys, because
Okay.
they're very very docile. They kind of just vibe. My female's very very sweet. I've got a gravid HMAC, so Heteroscotra maculata, the Togo starburst baboon. I don't
Mm.
know if she's gonna lay, dude. I can't get a read on this woman, man. She eats, she does what she wants. She looks huge, looks like she's about to burst. She's not gonna molt because I haven't fed her in a minute. She ate good, temperatures and everything's good. I don't know. It's gonna happen at some point or it's not. She already molted out of a pairing. I had to pair her again. So if she molts again, we'll pair her again. You know what I mean? There's no shortage of boys. So we'll figure
Yeah.
that out. I've got a gravid orange baboon tarantula, Pterinochilus murinus. I don't know if those are those. I don't know if those are safe for Adam spiders just yet.
No.
They're really bulletproof, and you would do well with them. They can just be a little cantankerous, so that can be
Mm.
overwhelming for people who are a little newer into keeping tarantulas. They're
Yeah, and
also
I like
wicked
stuff that.
venomous, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any room for anything wicked venomous in my house because I had a spotted python get out, and when
hmm
that happened, I was like, I shouldn't have anything venomous, you know?
Yeah, I mean, every spider you have is venomous, Adam, and the scorpion is too. So
Yeah, but
you might be a little late to the.
so my whole point there though is that I want stuff that if it does get out, I don't have to be like, okay, this is a serious problem.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
nothing I would ever send you or nothing you have is like, that the yeah, that's not a concern here.
So now can people buy inverts from you, Phil?
Yeah, I just need
Okay.
some to sell. I need to make some to sell. That's my
Yeah.
that's step one. That's why I haven't, I guess, put
But
myself
you
out
know
there more.
people too, so you can give out referrals.
Yeah, yeah, I know this guy, and he does a lot of spiders and stuff. So,
Nice.
um, yeah, his name's Dritz Du Erden, um,
Okay.
and he's like, geez, really knowledgeable. He's got all these spiders, like more, I don't know, several thousand of them at this point between
Wow.
everything. Just like 2 rooms full of spiders, like more than you can imagine. And he like has kind of taught me everything I know. So that's why, or that's where I help vend. That's who I help vend with. He's kind of my hookup for import centipedes as well. And he also has this unique network of individuals. He calls it like the Underdark, and it's like basically people that he collaborates with. So one of the things that I really have grown to value, and enjoy about the invertebrate hobby is how collaborative it is,
Mm.
and willing to help, like help each other. People are in terms of pairing and stuff. So um, we collectively are in this Discord called Tarantula Addicts.
Mm.
It's like one of the best Discords ever, run by some of the best people ever, with an incredible administrative team and moderators and a group of qualified advisors that will give you, real correct answers to questions that you have, because it's qualified
Mm.
advice. But anyway, like if I got a male tarantula, like I have a male Omothymus shodeti, right? I don't know what the common name is for that, but it's like a wicked pissed off Asian, like dirt hole spider, right? Asian
Mm.
forest ninja, they're sick. But I don't have a female. I have a male. So like most people, if they had spiders, like they'd be like, damn, like my male's gonna die. Like he's just gonna wander around after he matures and he's gonna die in a cup. Me, I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm like, perfect. Because Dritz has a female. So I can just drive him to Dritz's house and we can attempt to pair. And
Nice.
instead of losing a spider, I create slings. I can get splits of that sack. You know, Shodeti, I don't know, a lot of them are wild caught and stuff. The
Mm.
Underdark's mission is to really sustain the hobby through captive propagation, so we don't have to rely so heavily on those wild caught spiders. Dritz Duerden and his team have made some pretty serious headway with, bringing some pretty tough projects off the ground, particularly for Mingachilus species Saba Red, a very cryptic, tarantula from the Sabah region of Borneo. He was able to produce 2 of the first sacks in the United States, um, like in captivity in the United States. It was very challenging, but he was able to do it with his, like through collaboration with people he met through the Underdark. And
Nice.
it's just it's all about learning and collaboration and sharing. You know what I mean? Like trading spiders for spiders, males for other spiders. Like it's really cool. It's really really cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got some stuff from you. I have my Lasiodora
I
parahybana.
sent you all the New World stuff.
Yeah, which is nice and safe for Adam, you know?
It's like training wheels, dude. Like it's real. Like I sent you some bulletproof stuff, dude. It's really tough to kill a T Vegans. Really
Yeah.
tough to kill an LP. I mean, dude, once that LP
You know
gets
what's
big,
not tough to kill? A
what?
cricket for a T Vegans.
Yeah, yeah, they're pretty cool, man. They're pretty metal.
They are very metal. I mean, I opened the little top to the container and dropped a couple crickets in there, and that thing almost ran out of the container.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was very, very excited to feed for sure.
Yeah, I definitely will send you some stuff that's a little bit more of a step up from what you have now. I'm interested to give you a couple more moisture dependent species to kind of give you another crack at that, because I
Oh
think
yeah.
once you change your approach, you'll be very, very happy with the Firmingocylus genus and just like other Asian forest ninjas.
Hmm. I did kill some spiders.
So Adam unfortunately had a couple spiders pass away as they were molting. They got stuck in their molt. It's through no fault of Adam's that these spiders passed away. And Adam and I have had a discussion about this a couple times, and he's still working through it right now.
Yeah.
Still convinced that he may or may not have killed these spiders. I personally don't
I'm
think that that's the
convinced I
case.
killed them.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that's the case. Luckily, I literally have a lot of them in the other room. So I don't think you need to worry. I've got 4 gravid ones. One has a sac that's like this big, dude. It looks perfect. I'm pulling it later this month. Then next, couple days we'll open it up after that, and we'll let them kind of vibe. I do owe splits to that sac to one of the mods in Tarantula Addicts, Annabelle. It was her mail, so we'll send some of those to Annabelle, and we'll give some to Dritz, and then I don't know if I'm going to keep any. We'll see.
I'm very excited to get the old GBB tarantula. It's one that is little background on that. And also, what is it? The Brazilian black. They're just like this pure black.
Yeah, Brazilian
beautiful.
black. We're gonna put a pin in. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about the GBB first.
So GBB, green bottle blue. I've wanted one of those since I was probably 20 years old.
Right.
So a solid 16 years. I've always wanted one. So that'll be a really, really exciting one. They're beautiful. They don't get enormous.
Yeah, I don't have any. I will source those for you from Annabelle, from Anna, and from Dritz. We have hundreds of them, so that's totally something that I don't know if it's actually hundreds. We just have a ton. I don't think you need to worry about that.
They're super cool.
They're very robust. They do well in drier conditions. They're from plateau regions in South America. It does actually get really cold up there in the winter. So, GBBs are very interesting. They're very, very interesting to reproduce. They do kind of like a dance, and I don't mean an actual dance. They have a certain way of pairing, and you need multiple males because you're going to lose a couple. Yeah. But they're very interesting, and they do really well with. They like getting warm when they're gravid. So a lot of times, Dritz will really bump the heat or put even a heat lamp over the gravid tarantula's enclosure, and you'll observe it basking and stuff.
Yeah, I have a little. I want to share a little picture here. I wanted to actually. What I really wanted to do was find out exactly what their range is.
What, the GBB?
Yeah, like where exactly are they from? They are from the arid, dry scrublands of the Paraguay.
Yeah, Peninsula? I don't know, dude.
Northern Venezuela.
Yeah, New World tarantulas aren't really my jam, but I know that a lot of people like GBBs. I've had a couple in the past. I gave them all away because they make me itch, but they're definitely cool, man. Right. Yeah, I don't do the itchy.
Yeah, see, and I don't have that reaction, at least right now.
Not yet.
Not going.
I will say, Adam. I will say the LP hairs are some of the worst you could experience.
And I haven't had any issues with that.
Yeah, well, it's not big. Wait till it's the size of your face. And if it flicks at you, then, dude, I hope you just cover your eyes.
Yeah, I've heard that their hairs, if you look at them under a microscope,
they look like harpoons.
Yeah, little harpoons. So you really don't want that going into your eyeball.
The LP that I sent you was one of a sling of maybe 4,000 to 5,000. One of a sack of maybe 4,000 to 5,000. It was like this big, dude. Like literally, like almost the size of an orange. And
wow.
All the slings were in this huge tub, and they made this giant hurricane of web. And Dritz put like 12 or 13 in a vial, and he gave them to me, and he said, "Don't feed him, just let the strongest one win." And that LP you have ate all of its siblings and is the strongest LP.
That is pretty gnarly.
Yep.
That's like sharks. Don't sharks do that in the
womb? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, sharks be crazy, man. Sharks are older than trees.
That's definitely an interesting fact that I wasn't aware of. Ooh, yeah, nice GBB sling.
Dude. So beautiful. I love GBB.
Yeah, I like the cobalt blue tarantula. That's my favorite tarantula in the world.
Cobalt blue. You can't play with them though.
You could. I just wouldn't.
I like stuff I can hold. You know,
I wouldn't hold the GBB.
Yeah, they are pretty. They are very pretty.
Yeah.
But they're angry. They're pretty angry.
They're just rather defensive if disturbed.
Yeah. Yeah. So tools of the trade. How do you humidify your snake room? Do you have a humidifier?
No.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, each enclosure is like PVC or like tubs or like a rack or like, gasket tubs for like the centipedes or some sort of food storage container for a spider. Like I just mitigate the humidity in each enclosure with humid hides or substrate or a large water bowl, and I just make sure the substrate is watered appropriately.
Okay. And you recently purchased some new housing, right? You got some new housing coming?
I do on Monday. So 2 days. Yeah, 2 days from now, Monday this week, I have the largest ARS rack coming in, the 9706 6-level system I got coming in the mail.
Those are some big tubs, right? They're like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure you could fit in one, Adam.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a big tub. So essentially it's
I'm kidding. I don't know if you could fit in one.
Probably not. But you're getting the tubs with the window on the front?
Yep.
Nice. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ARS has really nice stuff. You know what I really, really like that I saw Vision is coming out with are those totes, those stackable tubs.
Yeah, I did.
Those look so cool.
They do, but also how much do they cost?
Yeah.
Like I could do the same thing with Sterilite. I have so many Sterilite tubs right there off camera, like for centipede, snakes, like for whatever. Sterilite, I have, like, you can do just about anything with those, and they're probably going to be cheaper than Vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hit up Never Sun about the tubs she uses, and she kind of just said like anything with a gasket is usually good.
Yeah, that's what I would recommend as well.
Yeah, so I just went to Walmart and I like kind of picked out some stuff for my indigos to quarantine in.
Mm-hmm.
And but I have since moved them into a rack because I think the cold temperatures have caused some issues.
I think that is an astute observation, and I applaud your ability to make a change.
Well, I think that's such an important thing when keeping snakes or any animal for that matter is like what works in somebody's collection might not work for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be able to observe behavior and adapt as quickly as possible. And having a good breeder on standby to bounce ideas off of is really important. And I recently had a regurge with my female indigo, which was just, it's always very upsetting.
It's not ideal, but yeah,
it's not ideal. I walk outside to a flat tire. I take my truck to have its tire fixed, and I walk inside to a regurge from an indigo. And so just to be safe and to exercise extreme caution, I'm collecting samples of both regurg and stool. I'm going to make a mixed sample from the female, and I'm going to send that sample to Dr. Stephen Tillis to have checked. So he's going to make sure that there's no crypto present. So that way we can rule that out positively. And Kevin Butts, the breeder, said, yeah, do that and check the other animal that is being quarantined with her. So, if when you're a keeper of animals, you're going to run into things, you're going to make little mistakes, figure things out, and learn and move on. I'm not going to lie. It was a rough morning. Mm-hmm. But if it wasn't rough, I think I'd be more alarmed if I was just like, no big deal. I'm taking this seriously,
Yeah,
so
you're taking the correct steps to address the potential issue. You know what I mean? I personally don't think it's crypto. It's probably a temperature change and too big of a food item. Yeah, it's going to be okay.
Even if it's the temperatures, I don't want her to continue to regurg. We've been having a bizarre winter here in Florida with cold snap after cold snap. Everything is brown, dude.
So when Adam says it's cold, it's like 50 degrees. Okay.
31.
Yeah.
For your information.
It's 23 right now with a low of 5 tonight. And it's
that's
snowing.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we have had frost on the roofs and on the grass every morning. Dude. Hey, it's the peninsula of Florida. All right, bro. It's not normal. It's not normal.
Have you had to put a jacket on?
Dude, I put a jacket on like 2 days in a row, and I had to wear jeans, and it was horrendous.
Wow.
Any day I can't wear my Under Armour shorts or my Nike shorts, we have a problem. You know?
Adam, man.
If I'm not wearing really comfy, swishy shorts, there's a problem. I hate denim pants. I hate them. And if I have to wear a jacket out to my truck, we have an even bigger problem.
Dude,
but luckily, my truck has a heated steering wheel.
Heated steering wheel. Oh, man, dude. You're making it hard to empathize, buddy.
I auto start it. I let it run for like 10 minutes.
Dude, I have to do that because it's literally like near 0 degrees or below. This month has been awful, dude. We got like 20 inches of snow 2 weeks ago. We're getting more right now.
It's out of control.
It's unhinged. I don't know if you'd make it up here, dude.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Yeah, it would be
tough.
I
hate the cold.
You'd have to
I hate it.
Shiver your way back onto the plane.
Yeah, if I were to move anywhere outside of Florida, it would have to be like South Texas or California, like somewhere, that is warm and also has some humidity. I know California is very lacking in the humidity, but I'm moderately happy in Florida. I can't have a Burmese python, but realistically, I can't have a Burmese python anyway because of the size and the requirements.
It's a lot of poop. It's a lot of poop.
I'm not worried about the poops.
I think you are worried about the poops, Adam. You were quite concerned about the indigo poops. If you do
indigo
recall.
Poops are frequently, they poop frequently.
Right.
Burms don't poop that much. They're still a python, still a python.
Okay. You're right.
So I have shared some of my hardship and like I said, adapt and move forward. I moved them into tubs and racks. So now they have a hot spot of 78 degrees. I actually set my herp stat to 78.5.
Wow.
And I'm temp gunning the hot spot in the tub at like 76.5 to 77 degrees.
Wow.
So, Kevin said, hey, it's concerning she didn't have that hopper fully digested within 6 days. So she probably needs somewhere warm to snuggle up to.
And to poop,
somewhere warm. Dr. Loafman reassured me and said, what does it smell like? And I said, not as foul as her poop. And he said, well, then it's probably not crypto because crypto, when they're shedding from, I'm using all the wrong words here. the cysts, I guess. It smells horrendous. He said the smell is horrendous.
Yeah, the crypto smell. I can hear his voice saying that in my head. Well, I know the smell of crypto. Yeah. Yep.
So,
What a
you know,
dude.
and of course, you know, Dr. Tillis is, I consider him a friend. He's a great dude. And, you know, he's very helpful. He's got so much knowledge and information, works with a lot of indigo poop testing for crypto and everything. So, my poop and regurg sample is sitting in a freezer right now, and
Nice.
it will be getting sampled. And I'm fortunate enough to be meeting up with somebody that's going to be driving by him tomorrow. So,
Wow, Adam, what a time to be alive, man.
I know. I'm just fortunate. I'm a fortunate guy, you know.
Wow.
What else? Okay, so you adapt, you move forward, you make changes. I'm going to feed a little less. I'm going to keep a little warmer.
Yep.
I'm going to ensure that there's a warm spot if needed. Of course, they have the whole rest of the tub that's probably like 70, 72 degrees.
Sure.
I think the herp stat's running at like 10%. It's adorable.
Yeah, it's really cute, dude. Keeping colubrids is sweet, man. It's awesome. You should try it more.
Yeah. Now, are you willing to talk about the issue that you ran into last year?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so let's get into it, because this is another thing that you know, it's the importance of quarantine, and I feel like we've already been talking about this, but you know, so we're talking about disease, we're talking about the potential of disease, what you want to be watching for, diagnostics that should be run, right? If you were keeping a python in quarantine and it's getting respiratory infections and all of its husbandry is dialed in, so we'll say humidity, heat, everything is the way it should be, but you're getting this, you know, you should probably get tested. Get the animal tested.
Yeah.
Before it gets moved to general population. The other issue, the dreaded mites.
Yeah, that's what I'm most concerned about with quarantine. So like if I get a new animal, it's usually quarantined for like 90 days, because I have it in another room for 90 days on paper, like wicked simple. And that's what happened. I got some animals from a show. Most of them were fine. Most of them are still fine. The ones that I still have are out of quarantine. They're doing great. But one of them did have mites. And I was able to mitigate that. I was able to catch it before it spread. And it's okay to have mites if you can, you know, if it's in your quarantine area and you're like, all right, it's here, I see them, like, you know, where you run into issues is when you have it get in your main collection, you have a ton of stuff to go through and a ton of stuff to clean, and it's like really tough to keep up with. You know what I mean? When you see it and it's a very simple setup and everything's on paper and you have what you need right in the other room to treat the mites, it's very, very easy to mitigate. It's just a matter of making sure you're crossing your T's, dotting your I's, and, you know, changing gloves, making sure you're, you know, clothes, laundry, shower, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. And so there's a bunch of different ways to tackle mites. And, you know, a very common one that's gaining a lot more traction is NexGard. I know Dan Maliri is, I think, implementing or has already implemented NexGard for any new animals that come into his collection. I know that that Clint at Metazotics, I recently spoke with him, and he wants to start utilizing NexGard on any new animal that comes into his storefront or his facilities, which is a great idea. And then now, but you didn't have to go that far. You had a very small outbreak, right? And so how did you tackle it? How did you
use little pieces of pest strip in a like highly ventilated deli cup in a small tub, or actually in a moderately sized tub. But yeah, I was able to knock it out. I only saw them once, and then you just make sure you treat a couple times so that there's no eggs laid behind the ocular scales or any tough to reach places. because that's where the problem is. You can kill all the adults, but if there's eggs and you don't kill those, that's the problem. So yeah, you just got to be careful. The real concern with mites is, yes, it sucks and I would have to treat my whole collection, but being someone with a lot of invertebrates, like hundreds of invertebrates, it makes it very challenging to use any sort of insecticide or poison. So I did have to move
like
all my
permethrins and things like
right.
that.
That would totally wipe out like thousands of dollars of tarantulas. You know what I mean? So I had to move all my invertebrates to my buddy's place, but luckily I had a place to do that, and everything was mitigated. It was a bummer that it happened, and it was stressful for about a day. But once you kind of get things under control, it's it can be very, very easily mitigated if attacked correctly, and it just shows the benefit of quarantine.
Yeah. Quarantine is non-negotiable. If you're getting your first snake, you don't have to quarantine.
Because you don't have any other snakes.
Yep. But if you're getting your second snake, now you have to quarantine.
Just keep it away from your first snake.
Yep. And minimum quarantine would be 6 weeks.
I do 90 days. I have a little calendar. I mark the calendar with that date. That is the date that I can move the snake out of quarantine. If any new snakes come into quarantine, that quarantine restarts. Right now, my quarantine space is full of gravid invertebrates. So I will not be, also the weather's terrible, but I wouldn't buy or accept new animals right now. Just because it wouldn't be responsible. I wouldn't be able to quarantine them appropriately.
Yeah. It's so important.
It could really, really save you a lot of hassle.
Yeah. I did, I skipped quarantine with one animal one time, and it was a terrifying roll of the dice. It was with Nagini. She came in, and she was a much larger animal than I anticipated. I got her from a large man, a very large man.
Oh, okay. And
so the pictures of him holding it, of him holding her rather, in his hand, I was like, oh, okay, little boa. And then I remember opening the bag at FedEx, and she periscopes out the top of the bag, and I'm like, whoa, she's quite a bit bigger than I anticipated.
Do you think it's because you have tiny hands?
I think it is because I have tiny hands. Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious. Yeah.
I mean, I'm 4'2", and very small hands on top of that.
And you still shop at Skechers, right? Is that true?
Yes.
It's all right.
I actually have those Heelys.
I was a big Heelys guy. Back in the early 2000s, dude, I was a huge Heelys kid. I got them for my birthday when I was like 10. Oh, it was crazy.
I remember I missed the train on those. Also, I was homeschooled. But I remember having my retail pet store job, and my manager was like, we should really get Heelys to be able to get around the store more efficiently. And I was like, that is the best idea I've ever heard.
Dude, I'm pretty sure, Adam, you could get them still. You should pick up a pair. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they still, there's kids that wear them.
Yeah, like you could definitely fit into like a kid size, like shoe and make it work. You could Heely around work, Heely around the snake room, Heely around the house.
Yeah, if they sell a size 13 Heely,
13 men.
That's 13 toddler.
I'm gonna check right now. I'm gonna look right now.
Dude, that would be insane if they make a size 13 men's Heely. If they do, I might get one.
Yeah.
Actually, size 12 would be perfect. Okay. Size 12, because I'd want it to be nice and fitting. You know?
Yeah, let me see what I can do here. A size 12?
Yeah, size 12 men's Heely.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, they do. And a ton of different colors at them. Oh my god, dude.
Good.
Yeah.
Do they have like a lime green to match the show?
No, but you can get a nice black pair that are pretty slick at them. I'm not even going to lie. Wow, these are official too. Ooh,
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah, I think that would be a good way to get around expos.
I think you're right, man. You should be healing around Daytona next year, dude.
This year.
This year. Yeah, you're right. This year. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you're going to potentially come to Daytona, right?
I'm going to see what I can do, man. That would be my goal. Yeah. I'm going to really try to
And
make it happen.
I'm going to potentially go to Colubrid Fest.
Okay. Yep. That would be cool.
I very much want to do that.
It's going to be so funny, like watching you see colubrids if you end up going, because that's just like so out of your neck of the woods. You know what I mean?
I mean, is it though, now that I have 2 indigos?
Yeah, it is.
It is? All right.
Yeah, dude, you'll see a Gonyosoma and you'll be like, is that a Gonyosoma? I'm like, yeah.
I know what Gonyosoma are.
Yeah.
It's all the colubrids.
It's every colubrid.
You got your oxycephalum. Oxycephalum.
Yep.
Oxycephalum. You got your
Jansenite.
Damn it! Just let me say them.
Oh man, dude.
What's the rhino rat snake?
That's Rhynchophis belingeri, but I don't know if it was reclassified to Gonyosoma belingeri.
Oh, I thought they were Gonyosoma.
Maybe they're Gonyosoma. I'm not sure. Maybe they are Gonyosoma.
Yeah,
I don't know. Curious. I don't have a rhino. I actually don't have any Gonyosoma. I just have a Laphe and Oreocryptophis.
Rhino rat snakes.
Yeah.
Are
Mm-hmm.
They are Gonyosoma
belingeri.
Belingeri.
Yeah.
Yep. Conservation, least concern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asian colubrids are cool, man.
Yeah, they are neat. Not my bottle of jam.
Not yet.
Not yet. But yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I'm really enjoying the OP Coxeye I got from Colubrid Fest. I'm really having a blast with those bamboo rat snakes.
So you got those from Joe
at Meteoric
right?
Serpents. Yeah, so Joe produced my female, and then the male was produced by Clint at Metazotics. So the male was a little bit of a fussy eater, would only take live, but got a couple of colonies of mice over here now, and I've got him eating freshly killed rodents and frozen thawed if I tease feed him. So we're making some pretty good progress in that regard. The female that Joe produced is an absolute savage. It is definitely cool to feed them because they're so tiny, but they're so bold. And they think they're king cobras, but they're actually just like, 8 to 10 inches long and tiny. Like I have centipedes that are larger than they are.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
And how big do they get?
Oh, like maybe 2 feet. Like, okay. Yeah, not that big.
Here's a picture. This is one of Joe's animals, I believe.
Yeah.
It's on his Instagram.
Yeah, they're just super clean, super easy to keep. I've been having a blast with those. And then I got a pair of Xuan or Xian, Xian, Xin China. Okay. Xuan China locality Dion's rat snakes. And those are Dion's rat snakes are wicked cool. I definitely will be picking up some more of those if I can find some other localities of them. I really like the Vladivostok locality Dion's because they're super red. Those are super, super cool. They're really cold tolerant. I will need to brumate them pretty hard when I do pair them. I got those from Josh Alder, the Exotic Empire. And those are just awesome animals. They're literally, I could hand feed them. Like I could offer them a pinky with my fingers and they would take it from me and just gobble it down.
Wow.
Yeah, they're so goofy and they love eating.
And what about your blood pythons? How's breeding blood pythons going for this year?
Pretty good, I think. Like knock on wood, I think, we got my female ovulated yesterday. was a pollen Het T positive to a T positive pairing. So we're looking for some T positive pollens. That would be really cool. I'd be a happy guy. And just some like really red snakes in general because the male is super red. Um, and yeah, she's building. She's huge. She's really big.
Nice.
She's looking big. So I feel good about
Nice.
that.
Are you still feeding her? Like,
No,
how are you
no,
feeding her during all
she's
this?
not eating anymore. Not after ovulation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be cool. My fingers and toes are crossed for you.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I feel good about it. Just gotta wait for that shed, and then I gotta get my incubator and stuff set up, and get everything situated. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I sent you a jungle carpet python.
You did.
Female.
You did.
And she unfortunately ended up with some mites on her. But she came out on the other side of that, and she's doing good.
She doesn't have anymore. She's in like a nice 4x2x2 right now. She's been off food for a little bit, just because it's wintertime. And it's so crazy. Like, she doesn't really bask during the day, but then at night she's out all like just constantly at night, just like basking under the CHE or like just out looking, snaking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They move around a lot.
It's interesting.
I know that. So my older ones that are about her age don't really move, and they've only eaten once since October. But I have one male that I think is just really ready to breed. So he's just cruising constantly.
Yeah, it's good.
Always moving around, always, up and down, like surfing the glass, up in the branches, going all over. So that's exciting. I think he'll make some good babies. Who do you think you're going to get your male jungle from?
I don't know. I got to see. Potentially, I don't know, dude. I got to see what's going on. I got to see.
There's so many good ones out there.
Yeah.
And you have Mike Curtin close to you.
Dude, I have him close to me, and I have a ton of his animals. So Mike has some really nice stuff, and he's always been good to me. So
my two favorite jungles, the female is from Nick Mutton, and the male is from Mike Curtin. And that animal that I got from Mike Curtin is
electric,
just bananas. Like, it's so electric. Pure yellow and black.
Guy has heat. It's just what it is. The guy has heat.
Yep, he sure does. Who else makes? Zoolander has some really nice jungles that I really wish I could get one.
It's more so about right now. It's more so about quarantine space for me. There's always going to be male jungle carpet pythons out there. I got to make sure I do my gravid invertebrates right. Get those guys to drop their clutches, drop their sack, and then I can figure out quarantine. It's also literally brick outside, so I just gonna have to wait a little bit.
Yeah. Is that Gen Z for cold?
Yeah, it's wicked cold brick. Yeah, it's brick outside, dude. You don't know what that's like down there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. We don't have bricks here.
Yeah, no. You guys just have the sun.
We have palm trees, beaches, and the sun.
Pentastomes, palm trees.
Yeah, it's beautiful pentastome weather outside.
Yeah, there's literally 2 feet of snow outside.
Yeah, that is nonsense. So you don't humidify. I honestly don't really humidify either. I do have a humidifier, but it's more of a pain in the butt than anything. I do like misting my cages once a week, just go through, give a good mist.
The humid hide, man. The power of the humid hide.
Yeah, humid hides I need to start implementing
But
those.
also I use a lot of gasket tubs. Like, I keep my more moisture dependent colubrids on cocoa chip. And I use a lot of gasket tubs. Like, the coxeye and stuff are only about this big. The Dion's rat snakes are only about this big right now. So they're in 7.5 quart tubs with some cocoa chip, and they stay plenty humid. You know what I mean? And
sure.
I don't know. I have almost entirely moisture dependent tarantulas and centipedes, and I have zero issues. Yeah.
There's a lot of substrate in your room too. I mean, that's
Yeah.
overall bringing up the ambient too.
Yeah. And then I have I have the turtle in there too. He's got a ton of substrate in there as well. So yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. How's he doing? I haven't seen him in your stories too much
Dude,
lately.
he's been hanging out, man. He ate some chicken gizzards last night. I don't have any grass growing right now just because it's wintertime, so I'm not gonna plant any grass.
Yeah.
Maybe a month or two I'll give him another lawn. We'll plant another lawn. We'll spruce up the enclosure. But he's doing well, man. I've been feeding him some gizzards and some tilapia, a lot of dubia roaches.
Do you breed your own dubias?
Yeah, I breed all my own feeders for inverts. I do dubias, Turkish red runner roaches, Madagascar hissing roaches. I do mealworms.
Do they smell?
No.
Crickets smell horrendous.
Yeah, I don't let crickets in my house.
Yeah. It's probably smart.
I try
They're
to be
noisy.
smart. Yeah. Yeah, I don't do crickets.
How's the mice going? Because you recently started breeding mice.
Very well, dude. It's been really, really easy, actually. I just got another litter of pinkies yesterday, which has been great. So hopefully I'll have a bunch of like fuzzies and stuff for the blood pythons when that time comes, and we'll just kind of go from there.
How do you thaw your feeders out?
I put them in the microwave on high for like 10 minutes. And then what I'll do is I'll close the door and I'll just walk away. No, I put him in bags.
That was my joke, by the way.
I know that was Adam. That was Adam's joke, but that was pretty funny.
Yeah, private joke.
Yeah, off camera joke. That I put him in bags and I let him thaw out, and then I heat him up. Like I let him thaw out all day and then I heat him up later. So like I took my feeders out. I'm feeding a bunch of pythons tonight. I took them out at like, I don't know, 9:30 this morning. So like in a couple hours, I'll heat them up and feed them when they're mostly thawed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I take mine out. I took mine out last night.
Oh, you're one of those guys. You're one of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, not normally. Normally, what I usually do is I have like one of those little bathroom trash cans that they sell, you know, at like Walmart, the little black trash cans, and I'll just load everything in there and then just put hot water in the.
That's okay. Yeah, we're different. I put everything in bags and then I heat the water. I keep everything in a freezer bag as I heat it up because I don't want sopping wet rodents in my home. Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie does that. Shout out to Jamie.
Yeah.
She puts I think she does a sous vide.
Yeah. I've been thinking about picking up a sous vide. I just use a electric kettle because I am cheap, but a sous vide is probably a better investment. But yeah, breeding rodents is actually wicked easy, dude. I shout out to Kara, obviously, for helping me with my rodent setup. But it's been, honestly, I have a really nice air purifier and I have the mouse tubs in gasketed tubs that are ventilated with those 3D printed gaskets that you were referencing earlier. And so
the vents?
Yeah. So my mother has been in this house several times and has no idea that I have rodents.
Nice. Do you think she'd be upset if she knew?
I don't think she'd be happy.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So it's top secret then. She's not.
Well, it's not top secret because, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't want to say she's thrilled about the giant centipedes either, but she hasn't told me to get rid of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't live there. So.
Sometimes I'll go in the snake room at night to check on everyone, and the Scolopendra species whitebeard, they're like 10 inches long, and they're standing up on their hind legs, and they're pushing on the lid of the gasketed tubs. They're 20-liter gasketed tubs from Sterilite, and they're standing up, pushing on the lids, trying to test and see if they can get out.
They're like velociraptors.
Yeah, it's literally so cool. It makes me want more of them.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't get clever girled, you know?
Hopefully I can get him to bang. My God, it's so hard to find a freaking male.
Yeah. You got to get those spinners, you know?
Yeah, dude.
Spinning organs.
Adam, I know we've discussed this previously. I really wanted to send you a centipede, and that got shot down, unfortunately.
Yes.
Really
Yeah.
quickly, that idea was taken away from me.
Yeah.
A third
Yeah.
party intervened.
I was on board. That's where Jackie drew the line. Roaches and centipedes are where she draws the line.
Yeah. So again, the third party that was involved is Adam's wife. She definitely holds a little bit more power than I do.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna have to pick my battles here, and unfortunately, we'll just, maybe we'll revisit this in the future.
Yeah. She is very understanding. I mean, we have those Toad Ranch enclosures in the living room.
Right.
So, she's on board with most things, but when it comes to centipedes and cockroaches, it's no fly, no go.
Yeah. I have hundreds and hundreds of cockroaches behind me.
Do they ever get out? You
No,
find them running around?
no, no,
Mm,
no. You just got
that's
to be
good.
careful. Yeah. I mean, dude, gasketed tubs. It's literally all about gasketed tubs.
Yeah.
Like, they are, if you're keeping invertebrates, they're very helpful
Yeah. And affordable.
and affordable. They're necessary for centipedes because they will squeeze out from under the lid otherwise. And I've not had any adult centipedes get loose. Luckily, if that was to happen, I would be um, mildly concerned.
Mm.
Just a couple plings, but they desiccated.
Oh,
Yeah, because they're very moisture dependent. So my house is like a desert if you're not in an enclosure. So they will desiccate and die.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and also I wanted to give a shout out to the Iraq Nerds podcast, which you host, and you've been doing a fantastic job.
Well, thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. That's, big shout out to Justin Smith. He kind of is the backbone of that podcast. He's kind of the goat. I just kind of show up, talk about centipedes. I've been doing a lot of the scheduling too, but like I said, Justin's the backbone, and um, that podcast is also tied in heavily with the Tarantula Addicts Discord, which is just one of the most wonderful communities that you could be a part of in terms of really anything. It's mostly centered around invertebrates, but there are channels for everything.
Yeah.
And my group of people, the Underdark, the Underdark collaborators, we have our own channel, the Underdark, and that's kind of like my little slice of heaven. Justin's there, Dritz is there, all the homies are there, and it's great. It's really
Yeah.
great. And what I also want to mention about Tarantula Addicts is they're one of basically the guy who owns the server, No, and this other dude, Ox Gingy. He's a developer. I don't know him much at all, really, but they developed the World Spider Catalog bot, which is a bot that's integrated into the Discord. So you type the keyboard command in and you can search any species of tarantula that's been described, tarantula or true spider, and it will pull up every iNaturalist observation, and temperature data, moisture data, elevation, soil percentage, like all these crazy parameters and metrics and like seasonality.
Wow.
Yeah, so um, it's an incredible resource, to be able to utilize when you want to reproduce a tarantula, because, with invertebrates, you have to cycle them just like you cycle snakes, right? Reptiles. So, using weather data is imperative to cycle your tarantula correctly.
Mm.
And rainfall and stuff, like especially with those moisture dependent tarantulas, like those Formengachilus I sent you and those Chilobrachys and stuff, you got to make it rain
Mm.
couple times during the year, where it's really heavy rain and
Wow.
humid, and it's No and Ox Gingy have done just really an incredible job bringing quantitative data and AI and just like making information so accessible. It's so easy. Like if you if you were like, what the hell is an HMAC, Phil? What's a heteroscoda maculata? You could do like the command like SS/ or whatever. I think that's it. Search your heteroscoda maculata, and the world spider bot would process, and it would show you where they're found, and all these observations of the spider in situ, and highs and lows of different times during the year. And it's some of the most impressive coding and AI chatbot work I've seen. And I don't even really know what I'm talking about. It's incredible, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome. The also shout out to Justin Smith. He is on his website. There is a expert in the idiot category in his menu, and there are hats and shirts there, and a portion of the money from selling those goes to conservation, to the Wellington Society. So that's pretty cool.
Justin Smith is quite the individual. He has some really cool invertebrate t-shirts, and some really cool invertebrates. I'm trying to get him on the centipede train. I'm working towards that. There is a little bit of resistance, but I will remain hopeful.
Yeah, he's got to do that Scolopendra shirt that I thought of. That would be pretty
cool. He has a Scolopendra Dihani shirt, but he's got some other stuff in the works for sure. Now that centipedes are becoming a little bit more prevalent.
Yeah, that'll be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So quarantine we covered.
Yep.
I think tools of the trade, I kind of talked about everything I use.
What about govies? Did you talk about govies? I'm a big govie guy.
Yeah, I do use I think I have like probably 10 or 20 govie smart switches that I use to automate all of my lighting. So I use all Exoterra heat and T5 UVB bulbs, and all my heat bulbs come on at sunrise, and an hour later all the UV kicks on with the govie smart switches, and then an hour before sunset UV cuts out, and then at sunset all the heat lights cut out. So yeah, I mean, automation for me saves time, is right there.
Yeah, I do the same thing, man. I got govie smart plugs on everything. I've got hygrometers everywhere. I don't know what other. I'm trying to think.
I put one of those little govie temperature sensors out in my insulated hide that I made for my male diamond python, and it doesn't connect to my phone unless I actually go outside. So I have to wait for it to actually upload all the data. But I finally did that the other day, and it was really interesting. The temperatures were dropping down to like 42 degrees or whatever at night. And we had this one day where it got really warm, and the snake laid out in the sun basking all day long. And then he went into the hide at night, and the temperature of the sensor shot up to 91 degrees.
Wow.
Because he coiled on top of it.
Wow.
So his body radiated enough warmth onto that sensor to make it go up to 91 degrees.
Wow.
Super cool.
That is so pretty cool.
Like if Govee is the only brand I would use. I used another brand, and it was absolutely horrendous. Like if the Wi-Fi went out, I had to repair.
Yeah, in Govee we trust. I only use Govee for that type of stuff.
Yep. Yeah, if you're gonna go that route, go with Govee, and you will not be let down at all. Everything is automated, and it's wonderful.
It's excellent. Yeah, I would agree with that.
And then also, like, once you have the app, then I got smart lights for like my lights out on the front of my house, and those go on and off with sunrise and sunset, or sunset rather to sunrise, so it's
pretty cool.
Yeah. And you can change the colors if you want to get funky, or if it's Christmas time or something like that.
Right.
There's a lot you can do.
Yeah. Whatever you're into, man, whatever's clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a Govee smart light right here in the corner.
Wow.
That's how I get the green light there.
That's so smart, Adam. Get it?
Smart. Yeah. Smart light. Yeah. I get it. But, Yeah, so Govee, definitely Govee. What else? I use RO because I have very hard well water here in Florida,
Yeah.
and that has been a godsend.
Okay.
Using the RO water.
Mm-hmm.
No more hard water deposits in the enclosures.
Mm-hmm.
I can use that RO water in a humidifier if I decide to run it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of RO water. No deposits in the water bowls too.
Wow.
Which is nice.
That's exhilarating. I just use tap water.
Yeah, well, you're on municipal Boston tap water, right?
Yep.
So it's probably not too hard.
No. It's pretty good.
It's all, yeah, mine's coming straight out of the aquifers.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You're right. Yeah.
So and here in Florida, where it's all limestone,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Down south where it stays warm.
Yep. Warm-ish.
Warm-ish.
Warm adjacent.
Warm adjacent, dude. I'd be in shorts all year, dude.
It's supposed to. I was looking at the weather forecast this week, and it's supposed to be high in the mid to high 70s and lows down into the 50s. So that's going to be nice.
Wow. My God.
Yeah, getting back to
50
back
degrees,
to normal.
Dude, are you going to be okay? Are you going to freeze, dude?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to be good now.
You're going to brumate, dude. You're going to go into brumation.
I've been trying to brumate, dude, but life doesn't let me brumate.
Yeah.
So, the other thing that, what I want to do? I honestly want to start slowly constructing an Asian water monitor enclosure outside. But not, because this episode is also brought to you by Unlimited Exotic Pets by Nick Lillis. And I know he's taking a break from breeding black dragons. He's going to lay off on producing black dragons and slow down on those. So at some point, I would like to have an enclosure made up. But if I do it, I'm going to do it right. Big pond, big enclosure. Very secure, probably masonry at the base. And at some point I'd like to make that a thing. And non-negotiable, he'll need a heated hide.
Yeah.
Like a heated box that
with
he can go
some
into.
With like an RHP or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Or even one of those livestock heaters,
Oh, yeah, that's probably a better idea, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Just because those are super robust.
Yeah, just put it on a herpstat and make an enclosure for the herpstat. And yeah.
Yeah, shout out herpstat.
Herpstat's awesome. I just got a herpstat 4.
Ooh.
From Zach
Green.
Zach Green.
Good dude.
Yep.
I got all my herpstats from him. I can't wait to hook that ARS rack up to the herpstat 6. I'm gonna feel so powerful, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
It's gonna be insane.
So you're gonna have a probe on each level?
Oh yeah. Yep. Well, yeah, probe on each level, yeah. Because 6, yep.
Perfect. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it'll be exciting.
All right, man. Oh yeah, we got to do the questions.
Oh yeah, the questions, dude.
Almost forgot about the questions. Got some questions. So when I go on Instagram and I put up a question or a topic, it's specifically for episodes like this where Phil and I are hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I say it's for a specific guest.
Right.
It's for situations like this.
Like so.
Mm-hmm.
So the first question is from Lance. Why are Antaresia the most underrated python in reptile keeping?
I would have to say it's their food response.
Wow.
Yeah. For me personally, I love Antaresia. I have 1.2 of the spotted striped. My male came from Nick Bergner. Mm-hmm. And my 2 females came from Ryan Young. Mm-hmm. Well, they all came from Ryan, but Ryan got the male from Nick for me. And they're awesome little snakes. All mine are in 3x2 by 1.5 enclosures. They've all been upgraded. They can't escape now. So they're kind of adjusting to being able to see me all the time, which is mildly upsetting for them that I exist.
Yeah, I mean, you're
outside
pretty
of feeding
scary.
them.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So now they see me and they, but yeah, I think the food response, they're a very hungry snake. I think that kind of, that might kill it for people,
Does it for
is
you?
that
Yeah.
food response.
Yeah. No, I understand.
You
Okay.
got to tap train those little guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why don't you have Antaresia, Phil?
Because I got too many neurodia and other stuff. I'm full of
Okay.
centipedes. I don't know. Maybe on the
Okay.
list. I don't know. Scaled Charmers asked about misting systems and timing schedules.
Oh man, I'm a terrible person to ask about that because I don't have any misting systems. But I would imagine your timing schedule would vary and depend on where you're at in the country and what your ambient is and what the needs of the specific animal is. So if you're in the middle of winter and your enclosure is really dry because your heat's running all the time because you're in the Midwest or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to have to run that sucker probably more than you would in the summer when the ambient's higher. And, you don't want, I like misting systems are really cool. And honestly, I'd like to play around with one on maybe a couple enclosures, but I'm always afraid that I'm going to turn my enclosure into a swamp.
Yeah, just the whole tubing, like the tubing, the running it, then you got to clean the misting system, and then it's like, dude, I'm just going to use a humid hide, and then like
clean that,
mitigate that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Brandon Wheeler, he said he always had to change the nozzles out. The nozzles get fouled up, so you're always changing the nozzles, and there's always tweaking going on with that. He's since switched over to a full-blown rain system to where all of his enclosures just drain, and that's with his Amazons, which or his emeralds rather. Not Amazons, his emerald tree boas. So I totally understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, a little bit different of a ball game.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Right.
And you have to be careful because you don't want to be showering them in bacterial water.
Right.
Like if you have a reservoir on that, like you said, like cleaning is imperative with those things because you could be harboring and growing bacteria in that reservoir if you're not cleaning it and then spraying your animal with bacteria.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. It adds quite a few variables, man, and you got to do it right. That's why I don't even try.
Yeah, and now your misting system has become the vector. Well, the vector is the water.
I was gonna say, yeah, but there could be like cooties growing in your misting system. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so make sure you clean it if you have one. Use like distilled vinegar or whatever the instructions call for and scrub it down.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's a great call.
What
were you going to say?
What else you got?
307 Serpents wants to know how you feel about hybrids.
Well, not just me, both of us. Because we're a team today, Phil.
I don't like hybrids, Adam.
Okay. How do you feel about designer green tree pythons? I mean, would you consider those a hybrid?
So have you ever maybe you've slept through your alarm a little bit, right? And you're like rushing in the morning and you have to like scarf down your breakfast. You're like, shit, I got to eat my my oatmeal or whatever. And you eat your breakfast, and then you have you have your orange juice, and then you brush your teeth, and you're like, damn it, I shouldn't have brushed my teeth after I drank orange juice. It tastes like shit. That's how I feel about designer green tree pythons. Yeah, that's how I feel about them.
Yeah.
I have no interest. Like, I would rather just if I was going to do that, I would just do locality animals. I won't do green trees just because they don't fit into anything I like right now. But no, I'm good with that. I'm all set.
I think some hybrids are really cool looking, and I like to look at pictures of them. I have talked about the berm balls. I think that they're really neat. I think some of them look incredible. If I could own one of those as a pet, I probably would. I'm not allowed to have Burmese hybrids in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, hybrids altogether, there is, it's very easy to make that argument that, yeah, we can just sell them and give full disclosure that it's a hybrid. But then what if somebody has that animal for 7 years and then they want to resell it and they're not getting hits on an adult hybrid animal? So then they just say, you know what? It looks really close.
Yeah.
To a pure whatever, like Okatee or whatever, like whatever it is, a hybrid.
Bad news bears, dude. It's bad news bears.
It is.
It's not good.
It can be.
Wouldn't be me, Adam.
I know that there's also, Neversun does hybrids of scrubs, right? Or she has.
I think so. Yeah, she's done crosses. Yeah.
Yeah, and they look cool, but it's not my cup of tea. But yeah, I mean, to each his own. Are any of these animals that we keep in captivity ever going to be released into specific localities in nature? Nature? No, probably not.
No, but I really like locality colubrids. That's kind of how I would feel about GTPs too. I would just extend that. I have no problem with people keeping crosses or whatever. Do whatever floats your boat. Just not me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, go look at like Ryan Young's locality green tree pythons. They're
those beautiful. Are cool, dude. Those are the cool ones.
Like what more do you need?
That's what I'm saying, man. Incredible. It's a green snake on a stick.
Yep, with maybe some blue or some white on the dorsal.
Maybe.
Man. All right, what else you got?
So this is from Centrillion Exotics.
Oh, Centrillion Exotics.
Who is your favorite breeder and why is it Lucas Lee?
Okay, so who is my favorite breeder and why is it Lucas Lee? So it's got to be the Good Vibes. He breeds his snakes based off of vibes. He's been very successful with that. He's
just vibes only.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Lucas doesn't. I don't think he has a bad bone in his body. Mm-hmm. If he does, it's broken. Mm-hmm. And not to mention, he's knocking it out of the park. He's breeding everything. Like, how do you breed indigos, green tree pythons,
locality green tree pythons too?
Locality green tree pythons too.
Like actually cool ones.
He bred so much stuff last year. Mm-hmm. I'm leaving a bunch out. Did he do one was last year?
I don't know.
I can't remember, but he bred a ton of stuff, and yeah. I think everybody loves Lucas Lee. Everybody needs a Lucas Lee in their life. Mm-hmm. And it needs to be the one and only Lucas Lee. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if you need an Eastern Indigo, you should go buy from Lucas Lee. Yeah. Very smart guy.
It was a funny question too.
It was. He really he made it where we only had one option,
right?
But who are other? Yeah, but let's actually. So aside from Lucas Lee, Nick Mutton is definitely like one of my favorite breeders out there, just because he's such a character, and and he's a good dad. Like he's working on his son's Mustang and like rebuilding it with him, and I talked to him the other day and he like, he's always spending time with his kids and just a great dude, really into fossils and history and natural history. And, yeah. And I mean, Kara Norris, need I say more?
Right. Gold standard type material. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, there's so many good breeders out there. I mean, I just had Matt Minatola on. What a sweetheart of a guy.
Yep.
There's so many, like what a time to be in this hobby that there's so many great breeders that are also not just good at breeding snakes, but they're also good people. They're accessible and you can get an animal. You could buy an animal from them and have it in, a month once the country thaws out.
Yeah. I mean, depending on where you live. Yeah. It's going to be a couple months for me, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's There's a lot of good breeders out there. I don't know. Name a couple good breeders, Phil.
Oh, I mean, it depends what you're looking for, dude. There's like, you got Black Pearl if you're looking for indigos or Crebos. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm trying to think. It really depends what you're looking for.
Yeah. I mean, like if I were to say, Phil, I need 20 Nerodia yesterday. Where would I go?
Dude, you could probably go look for them first and foremost. I would say that,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Because they're in your, they're everywhere. But you could ask Chris Montross, dude, the Nerodia goat, the man himself.
For sure.
You could hit his line.
Yeah. Yep. And I mean, locality boas, you want a dwarf boa, you go to Dr. Warren Booth. You want a locality boa, you go to Brian Vilmeno. You know, I mean, he's
locality stuff's really cool, dude.
It is. It's very cool. It's very, very cool. But yeah, I mean, Argentines, you're going to want to come to me one day because I plan on having a lot of Argentines.
I was going to say, I met this dude at Colubrid Fest named Jerry Hartley. He has some of the coolest locality king snakes. He was like I have some Long Beach locality California king snakes from Dr. Loafman. And he was like one of the dudes that found like some of the original stock. Like he was telling me when he used to find like this hypermelanistic phenotype in the wild. And unfortunately now where they are found is a strip mall. So you can't find them anymore. It's like what we have is we have, you know what I mean? But he had a couple on his table and we were just talking about him. So he was a really cool dude.
Yeah. There's a lot of really cool dudes out there that are very good at what they do. Steven Richardson is another really good one and a wealth of information. But yeah, so many cool people out there, and I'm thankful for. I mean, we're on this is episode 116. That's
it's quite a
more
few.
Or less. That's more or less. There's been repeat guests, but we're gonna say probably more or less 110 different people that.
Yeah, for the
almost
most part.
all of them have bred snakes, and most of them are cool people.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that statement.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, is there anything else you would like to add? Did you hit everything you wanted to hit? You talked about your Scolopendra and your arachno. What's the Discord called?
Tarantula Addicts. Join Tarantula Addicts, folks.
There you go.
Coolest Tarantula Discord Addicts around.
Well,
one of them. We'll say one of the coolest Discords. Yeah, we'll say top 3. Yeah, Adams is up there too. But Tarantula Addicts is massive. There's like over 10,000 people in there, and it's like literally insane. There's anything and everything is there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Tarantula Addicts. There you go. Go join it, folks.
Do it.
I think is that all?
That's all I got, man. Unless you want to start. I don't know, Adam. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that about wraps it up. I think this is our longest episode we've ever recorded together.
Yeah, I know.
But when we talk on the phone, it's like
light years, dude. Yeah, it's light years of time. Yeah,
it's an entire day off.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I have to schedule time off around our phone calls.
It's nuts, dude. My boss hates it, but what am I gonna do? Not take the time off to talk to Adam? Absolutely not.
That's why we have unions. Right. All right, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you too. Thanks for having me.